Hello and welcome to Cricket Happenings, dear friends and subscribers. Everyone were looking forward to this top of table clash between India and South Africa. Well, did happen in front of 60,000 spectators who had assembled to watch this wonderful match at the Eden Gardens in Kolkata. But I have to say, India turned this match into a no contest by first making 326 for 5 and raising the South Africans down to just 83 all out with some a very good effort on the both on the batting and bowling side. And besides, Virat Kohli celebrating his 35th birthday with a record equaling 49th one-day century, which went on to equal the living legend Sachin Tendulkar's record. And now I'm sure he's definitely geared up because there's only two steps towards the World Cup for India, and so two matches are there for Virat Kohli to go past Sachin Tendulkar now. And what an innings from Virat Kohli. I mean, he crafted. It was a crafty innings from Virat Kohli because initially we saw that one thing that I would like to talk about here is as far as South Africa is concerned. I was just wondering as to why Temba Bavuma decided to basically insert India in when he won the toss. Because they are predominantly good setters. Or probably there could have been one experiment being done because it's mere formality, because South Africa had already booked their seat into the semi-finals. But definitely, it once again proved that South Africans are not good chasers, and they absolutely caved in to the Indian bowling. Yes, this pitch definitely had something in for the bowlers. The pitch was a bit slow, and it was also gripping a bit. So it was definitely very good for the spinners who were slower through the air, and that we definitely saw here. Just talking through this match here, as far as India is concerned, well, they had a wonderful start. I mean, they were just going like a train, especially the openers Rohit Sharma and Shubman Gill, who have made it a habit to give India wonderful starts in this power play overs in this World Cup. That continued with Rohit Sharma blasting Lungi Giri and Marco Hansen for a lot of runs. At the other end was Shubman Gill too, but both of them were really punishing the South African bowlers. And it was, I mean, in 5.5 overs, 62 on the board, and India was just careening along. But then when Rohit Sharma's catch was taken brilliantly by Temba Bavuma, when Rohit Sharma drove at the delivery and was really traveling, but Bavuma he's a wonderful fielder. He took a terrific catch of Rohit Sharma, and that was Rohit Sharma gone for 40 of 24 deliveries. Had he already done immense damage and at the end of the power play with 6 fours and 2 sixes. Now, Shubman Gill was joined in by Virat Kohli. Gill too. Now this was the first introduction of spin. So at that time, India were just, as I said, careening along, and the score had already reached the 90 mark, and it was only the 10th over. So the run rate was absolutely superb. And at that juncture, Virat Kohli on his 35th birthday joined Shubman Gill. And Shubman Gill, the spinner was introduced just to see what is there in the pitch. And immediately, Keshav Maharaj struck. What a delivery. I mean, a lot of drift, dip, and really beat Shubman Gill's defense. And the ball went on to hit the off stump. Wonderfully bowled. But that was the first glimpse of this particular pitch, that definitely it was slow and was definitely aiding the spinners who were bowling slower through the air. Well, we saw that. And after that, it was at 93 for 2. India were really, really sitting pretty high at that stage in the power play overs. But after that, there was a really lull in the proceedings with spinner Keshav Maharaj being introduced. Keshav Maharaj bowled a fantastic spell, I thought. 10 overs, 1 for 30. And in the next 20 overs, India were totally kept very quiet. Now, this was another thing that one has to see. Virat Kohli bringing all his experience to the fore, sussed up the pitch, and also probably instructed Shreyas Iyer as well. Shreyas Iyer is normally a good stroke player, but he was probably told to just stay put and give some support to Virat Kohli. And Shreyas Iyer did exactly that. And Shreyas Iyer definitely took advantage of all any loose balls that was served to him, that was dispatched with um, equal disdain. As far as Virat Kohli was concerned, what an innings from him. Both of them constructed this innings. They definitely solved that part. They knew Keshav Maharaj was a big threat, and they saw him off with 10 overs, 1 for 30. And that was very well done. As I said, it was a really a craftsman innings, I thought, because only a person with experience could have done that. And Virat Kohli, showing so much of cricketing sense, he sussed it up, and he just bided his time at the crease. Was in absolutely no hurry to score boundaries. And we all know Virat Kohli, how he can run his ones and twos. He did that, and Shreyas Iyer was equally responding, and both were rotating the strike very well, and that was really doing very well. I mean, they were not bothered about getting runs, and as I said, there was an absolute lull, because from 93 for 2, the scoring rate fell down, the boundaries dried up, and it was a difficult situation. But then slowly, once they knew after 30 overs that the wickets were in hand, there was a bit of an acceleration done, and that was the Shreyas Iyer's wicket, but not before making a fluent 77 of 87 deliveries, which included 7 fours and 2 sixes. And this was a catch which was taken at mid-on when Shreyas skied a ball, because Shreyas probably had the instructions that he had to go for the strokes, because otherwise it would have been getting too late to put on the accelerator. Virat Kohli was still there at the crease. He was really, as I said, playing percentage cricket, playing with all his experience. And after that, Rahul came in. Rahul departed early for just 8 runs. Suryakumar Yadav looked good with his knock of 22 of 14 with 5 boundaries. And it was all eyes were on Virat Kohli. And what a way to get it on his 35th birthday, getting to that 49th ODI ton record set by none other than the living legend Sachin Tendulkar. He today equaled that record, and besides that, what a way for him to celebrate his 35th birthday. And besides that, India winning the match in a canter against South Africa really gave him a real birthday present. And Suryakumar Yadav 22 and Ravindra Jadeja definitely hit it towards the end, with an unbeaten 29 of 15 deliveries, which included 3 sixes, 3 fours, and 1 6. And look at that Virat Kohli knock, not out on 101 of 121 deliveries, 10 fours included. So it was a very well crafted innings under the circumstances, under the conditions. So absolutely, I thought it was a masterly innings from Virat Kohli, and only someone of his stature could have played that knock, as the Rohit Sharma, the Indian captain, definitely alluded to in his post-match press conference. Well, post-match interview. As far as the bowling was concerned, Lungi Giri, well, he went off with cramps. Hopefully everything is good with him, with the business end of the tournament coming, and Lungi Giri would be definitely needed for South Africa. 8.2 overs, no maiden first. I thought he was more or less more predictable, bowling a lot of slow deliveries. I think he should have the slow delivery as a sort of a surprise weapon. Marco Hansen definitely normally had a good reputation in this World Cup of actually picking up the wickets in the power play, because he was the best bowler who could pick up the wickets in the power play. Today he got taken for runs. 9.4 overs, no maiden, 1 for 94. Rabada did his work excellently. 10 overs, 1 maiden, 1 for 48. Maharaj already talked about. Shamsi traveled for runs, 10 overs, 1 for 72, and Markham 2 overs for 17. Now it is the turn for South Africa to chase a total of 327. Definitely they were capable, but as I said, this pitch, India definitely were definitely, I would say definitely expected to win this. The reason being, India had Kuldeep Yadav and Ravindra Jadeja, 2 top quality spinners, and one was absolutely sure that they were going to exploit the track. And Ravindra Jadeja was the man who exploited the track to the hilt with a bowling spell of 9 overs, 1 maiden, 33 runs and 5 wickets. You had the luxury of 326, and as Virat Kohli said, 326 is not something that India would have expected to score. So definitely it was a above par score. And if you look at the bowling, Jadeja 5 for 33, and South Africa folded up for 83, their lowest ever total in World Cups, and also the second lowest total in their ODI history as well. Bumrah, 5 overs, none for 14. Siraj gave the early breakthrough, 4 overs, 1 minute, 1 for 11, when Quinton de Kock, the form player, chopped the ball onto his stumps. Ravindra Jadeja was absolutely unplayable on this particular track. 9 overs, 1 minute, 33 runs, 5 wickets. Kuldeep Yadav, 5.1 overs, 1 minute, 7 runs and 2 wickets. Always impossible player to face on this particular track. And Shami did his duty as usual. 4 overs, no maiden, 2 for 18. And India won by a massive 243 runs to have an unbeaten run in this World Cup and marching towards, already into the semi-finals, staying ahead of all the other teams with 16 points, an unbeaten run in the World Cup for host India, and it is really making the Indians feel very proud about it. Looking at the batting card of the South Africans, absolutely unhappy reading. One could call, they could have put up a much better effort than what they dished out today. And they also showed that they are bad chasers once again. Now, looking at the card there, Quinton de Kock chopping one onto his stumps of Mohammad Siraj for 5. Temba Bavuma beaten by a superb delivery from Jadeja. Now, that was what, as you know, Keshav Maharaj did it to Shubman Gill. A similar delivery by Ravindra Jadeja with his trade beat the outside edge of Bavuma and took the off stump. Bavuma, the captain, was gone for 11. And after that, there was absolutely no resistance. If you look at the card there, this card is not, only 3 of the players actually reached double figures. So that definitely tells the whole story. Nothing to really narrate over here. After that, Rassie van der Dussen resisted for some time. But again, he was LBW ball. Mohammad Shami for 13. Aiden Markram caught Rahul. Mohammad Shami forced Aiden Markram to edge one to Rahul behind the stumps. He was gone for 9 with 2 boundaries. Klaasen was the big wicket. Klaasen was the massive wicket that India got because he could do a lot of damage, and that was a massive wicket. The LBW appeal and probably Klaasen going for the sweep thought it was an outside edge. But again, this was very interesting. When Klaasen's wicket was going, one interesting thing to note here is that Jadeja was so confident that he went for the review and he requested Rohit Sharma. And Rohit Sharma, from the body language, one thought that he was not interested. They probably thought, but I thought Jadeja should have been like yesterday how Manos Labuschagne did it against England. Similar manner, Jadeja got the nod. Didn't get much support, I suppose, from his colleagues. And Rohit Sharma himself was a bit reluctant. But then later on, due to the prodding from Jadeja, I took the review and up came the verdict. And Jadeja was absolutely proven right here as the big fish was out of the park. Henrik Klaasen, LBW Jadeja for 1. And that was the end of Klaasen. And 40 for 4. And when David Miller's wicket was gone, bowled by Jadeja, Miller went for a paddle sweep, but he exposed all his stumps. And on this particular wicket, it was a very, very dangerous shot to play. It paid the penalty. It was bowled, and that was really looking at the South African score at 59 for 6, staring down the barrel. It was all over for them because Marco Hansen was the only recognized batsman with Keshav Maharaj to a certain extent left. But it was always going to be difficult on this particular track. Marco Hansen was a victim of Kuldeep Yadav for 14, resisted for a brief while to just stay at but other than that, it was a clean-up job. Jadeja went on, bowled Keshav Maharaj for 7, Cotton bowled Kagiso Rabada for 6. Lungi Gadi lost his stumps to Lungi Gadi was cleaned up by Kuldeep Yadav, and it was all over with the South Africans putting up a dismal show here. Their second loss in this particular tournament after losing to Netherlands. And India, as I said, marching along. And the man of the match, well, no prizes for guesses. Virat Kohli, on his 34th birthday, was given the man of the match award. So what a day for Virat Kohli and the Indian team. And now, if you look at the points table there, India marching along serenely, 16 points. Run rate does not matter right now because they are at a very, very good run rate, 2.456. South Africa with 12 points, Australia with 10 points. Tomorrow's match, which is coming up, is Bangladesh is taking on Sri Lanka. Good game there. Bangladesh is already so. Sri Lanka, Netherlands, Bangladesh, and England are out of the race. So they are out of the World Cup. I mean, in the sense they don't have any chance at all. They've been ruled out. So for Sri Lanka, it's a formality. Bangladesh also gone. So just a mere formality match. And if you look at the persons who will be qualifying for the Champions Trophy, along with Pakistan, I think if you look at the top seven, Sri Lanka, yes, Sri Lanka and Bangladesh will definitely try to get to each other. And also, this particular match will also matter because whoever wins will be probably placed seventh and would qualify for the Champions Trophy. Let me look at it. Let me look at the chart here. Yes, so the seventh position can be filled if Bangladesh could actually. But again, it's still some results to be determined. Netherlands are still there at 4 points. So one does not know whether in the Champions Trophy they will still look at the run rate. Who has a superior run rate will probably clinch it. So definitely, it's an important match for both the sides, Bangladesh and Sri Lanka, to see to it that they at least qualify for the Champions Trophy in the year 2025 to be played in Pakistan. Well, other than that, dear fans, it was a wonderful Sunday at the Eden Gardens in Kolkata for the crowd. That being said, Pakistan still having a chance to come to the semi-finals, but still there's a lot of things they have to do. A lot of permutations coming, which I don't want to get into. Well, dear fans, it's an absolute pleasure bringing you the cricket show as ever, and looking forward to your company tomorrow. And I'll be back with you narrating the tale in the match between Bangladesh and Sri Lanka. Till such time, I see you folks. It's goodbye from here. Thank you.